everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to try and do some chicken drumstick lollipops. I have seen some other guys do this on other channels, and they look pretty cool. They look like a fun, impressive looking little party barbecue item to do with your friends and family. So we're going to try them today. I'm sure they're going to be delicious no matter how they look, but one thing I want to find out is, are they worth the effort? Because it looks like quite a bit of effort that people are putting into these babies, making them on their channels, and I want to see, hey, is it worth the effort doing this long term, or are we just gonna lay our drumsticks on the grill normal from now on? Here we go, check it out. All right, so this is what they're gonna look like at the end. They kind of stand up, you know, they might lean over a little bit. You can sort of mess with them and flatten out the bottoms a little bit, hopefully get them to stand up a little better. But the way we do that is I just have sort of a curved paring knife that I use like this, and I just take it in my hand and I go around the top of this chicken bone until I get through all the skin and the tendons, and it ends up looking like this. You'll have some tendons hanging off and you'll have some bare bone here. And all you want to do is grab yourself a paper towel, or even a regular towel will work, and it takes a little bit of effort. What you're trying to do is peel the skin off of this top knuckle up here on the leg. You're just trying to get rid of all of that. And you're going to have to manhandle it a little bit. You're going to have to really work hard to get that off of there. But at the end of the day, you should be left with a clean bone up there at the top. And you'll have a bunch of floppy tendons hanging out all around the side. You can try and pull those out if you want with your towel. I found that to be difficult, so what I just did, I just trim those off with some poultry shears like this. Just make it look clean at the top. Get rid of all those little tendons that were hanging off there. And so you'll be left with something like this. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull that down. Try to leave the skin intact. So don't pull it down so hard that you rip the meat off the bone or that you rip the skin off the meat. But just try to get it nice and flat to where it stands up. Like I said, it won't be perfectly straight. At least most of them won't. But you'll end up with something like that. Alright, so you can see here I've got 3 of these babies finished up. I'll be honest with you. My initial assessment is that these are not worth the effort. It's taking several minutes per leg to do this. I can't imagine doing a couple dozen of these things. And part of the problem is you have these little bones down in here that become exposed whenever you do it this way, and they're very sharp. And you can't always get a grip on them, even with a towel, to be able to pull them out of there. And honestly, with little kids in the family, I am concerned about those sharp bones down there being exposed, and so I'm not going to do the rest of them this way. I'm going to do the rest of them just normal. I'm just going to lay them out on my tray. Again, these look cool, but they're a ton of effort, and it doesn't affect the flavor whatsoever. So you can decide for yourself if you want to do them that way, if you're catering a party, if you're trying to impress your friends. But I'm not trying to impress anybody here tonight. We're just trying to have dinner. And I'm not going to do 10 more of these like that. That's going to take me half an hour just to cut the skin back, and I don't have time for that. So let's do our rub now. What we're going to be using today is Plowboys Yardbird, and I have been hearing about this stuff for a few years now, and finally have gotten around to trying it, and I'm really excited about it because apparently it's some really good stuff. But before I put that on, do a little mustard rub on these bad boys just to get them nice and sticky for the rub, so we can get as much of that rub to stick on them as possible. Alright, let's go fire up the Lone Star. Alright, y'all. We are still coming up to temp. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this chicken on because it's almost 4 o'clock and we're going to eat around 5:30. So I just want to get things going here. I'm going to run hot and fast as I always do, and drumsticks should not take even close to longer than an hour and a half running hot and fast. I got this awesome heavy duty 11x17 rack. It is super strong. It is super rigid. You can put a couple of pork butts on that thing and carry them outside, throw them on the grill if you want, and just makes for really convenient meat movement. I'm going to use it today in case I have to reverse these drumsticks at all, the direction that they're cooking. Again, these babies are maybe I'll point them towards each other. They are not easy to keep standing up. They're not exactly flat on the bottom, and no matter how much you mash on them, they really don't want to stand up too straight. So I'm glad I didn't do all of these lollipop style, because man, that is a lot of effort. And again, it is obviously not going to affect anything on flavor. It's all about presentation. And for me, they look cool. It's a nice trick, but I'm not going to be doing that on a regular basis, I can tell you right now. Anyhow, chicken's on. Should be done soon. And I'll keep you posted. Here we go. One thing I should let you know is these have been sitting in the fridge for about 2.5 hours after I put the rub on them. So they got real nice and tacky. They dried up nicely. And that rub is all set on them. That's going to be real good. And here we go. We're cooking. All right, everybody. It's time to sauce some chicken. Our internal temps are between 175 and 190. So I'm going to sauce these and just let them tack up for 15 more minutes. I really want one of those chainmail sauce mops. I really don't like the other kinds. The silicone ones or the hair ones. Really hard to get those totally clean, but the chainmail one looks nice. However, in a pinch, if you want a way to mop on some sauce without any cleanup, just wad yourself up a paper towel and use that. Works just fine. Now you saw me put that Plowboys Yardbird Rub on at the beginning. Plowboys Sweet 180 is what I'm mopping on these bad boys. And who cares if we put it on thick, right? Make sure you push your shelf in so you don't get sauce all over your Lone Star shelf below. Want to keep those drizzles over the grill. Alright, I'm going to flip all these and do the other side, and we're going to call it good. Alright, y'all, let's pull these bad boys off. It's a nice thing about this metal rack. All I got to do is pick them up, put them right down here on my baking sheet. Let me show you. Alright, so see there? There's a link to this down below. I really do love this metal rack. It's one of the best helpful tools that I've found that I didn't expect to find. I thought this was going to be for my wife's cookies, but it's actually been pretty helpful for barbecue. Now, I think I'm going to end up calling this video Chicken Drumsticks. I was going to call it Chicken Lollipops originally, but I think that might be false advertising at this point. If you want your chicken lollipops to look really nice, you got to be better at it than I am. You got to get them to stand up, and you also got to tin foil your bones so they don't look black at the end of the video. Anyhow, the sides that were facing the heat at the very beginning got a little bit blackened and crusted up, but not too bad. But that sauce and that rub is looking amazing. We'll stand these up, and there's our our quote-unquote chicken lollipops. I left a couple of these with no sauce on them so I could give you my thoughts on that Plowboys rub. Check it out. Alright, so let me get down here and try one of these bad boys. They're still super hot. See if I can try one of these without sauce, without burning my face off. It did get a little bit of sauce on it from the one next to it. But here's a spot with no sauce. I'm not going to bite too far in, because that's still 190 degrees inside. But I just want to get a bite of that skin with the rub on it. Man, that's impressive. Even with 190 degrees internal on these bad boys. Got nice pink from the smoke, and there's nice juice in these bad boys still. It's hard to hurt chicken. It's just like pork butt. Even though it's technically safe to eat at 160, you can do a lot to chicken, pork without messing them up. I didn't mean to, but I got a little bit of the sauce on that one. The rub was good. Good standard solid rub, nothing fancy about it. But that sauce is real good. I'm going to tell you right now. The rub is more savory than I thought it would be. Thought it would be a little bit sweeter, but I'm okay with it. It's good, good salty, savory rub there. And, man, that's a good flavor combo. Let's try one of our lollipops. That char spot is delicious. That's some good chicken, y'all. My phone battery is about dead. I still need to take a picture or two for this video. We'll catch you next time on Texas 2.5. Those weren't chicken lollipops. They were good chicken drumsticks, though, especially on the Lone Star Grill. See you next time.